The Duke. This week, gentlemen.
Learnt so much straight away, me, on his nickname.
Yeah, well, we'll leave that as a surprise for everybody who's watching and
So that's
listening.
a full week, that cup of tea.
It's not still as nice. It's not quite as nice
for money.
Not quite as nice cold, but
Tepid.
and these clothes are not smelling quite as bad as what I thought they were going to do weekend. They are. They're fucking barbaric.
Who have we got this week?
We have got Nathan Ellington.
Yes, the Duke. What a lovely fella.
I played with him. Well, you didn't play with him, did you,
Nah.
at Preston? But came to Preston back end.
Just when we start this episode, by the way, I get pulled up on some poor research, and research afterwards proves
You were wrong.
that
You're still wrong.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, no,
telling
the
you
main
you're
thing
wrong.
is that the internet's wrong and I'm not wrong, and that's the main thing.
I need to have a good look at that internet because I think you're doing what you normally do and just try to convince other people. That
Yeah.
Do you want me to show you? I can show you
Google's
now if you want.
show us
And you
after
can-
her.
Yeah.
We're doing a thing here.
I've still got it up.
We're doing a fucking intro.
We'll come back.
Steve Bull,
We'll come back to it.
what an absolute hero he was.
See what I mean when I said mate? I already said mate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the story, man. The story.
West Brom must have been spewing, when he started banging them in.
Wowzers.
He must have felt out of place, going to World Cup from
League
from
One.
that level.
The fact that he collared Gascoigne on his debut,
Yeah.
that takes some bollocks. Don't it?
Pass me the fucking ball.
Yeah.
He didn't like, did he? But
It's
he totally ignored him.
Scored though.
Give us a bit of club tennis for Nathan.
I'm going to start
Bristol.
with Bristol, Wigan,
Ipswich.
West
We're
Bromwich
inviting
Albion.
you into this game now.
Watford.
West Bromwich Albion,
Derby.
Southport. Boom! There's your winner.
No, it's not.
Scored.
Scunthorpe.
Scunthorpe. Yeah. And scored something in Greece.
John.
Wankers.
There's your loser.
That's it, I think, innit?
No. Two more.
Two more.
Crew.
Southport.
Oh,
Game over.
you're disqualified. You said Southport.
He didn't know it.
Easy,
He
yeah.
didn't know it.
Easy. Come on. You can tell us yourself, Joe.
Once again, thank you to O'Neills Sportswear for sponsoring this episode, making the series happen.
Get your kits.
The link's in the description for the Undr The Cosh strip, which are looking fantastic.
I think I fall in love with him more every time I see him.
Yeah. So the link's in the description, or if you want to sort your own team out. But
Tell you where they look nice. On a beautiful looking lady where she's got an oversized one on.
nothing else.
Maybe some sussies like that.
We're brown on the back.
Brown 69 on the back. Should we get him in?
Yes.
Come on, Duke. Sounds like you're talking to an Alsatian, doesn't it? Come on, Duke. Duke!
I was doing the maths before, and I reckon potentially John Parkin replacing at Preston. John went on the 1st of Jan. The Duke arrived on the 16th or something like that.
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Oh,
Different.
that's a bad start.
It was Phil Brown that signed you, wasn't it? Yeah, you weren't there. It was a season, maybe. Yeah, it was a season after.
To be fair, you were only about 375 days.
Yeah, right. Start again.
We're not splitting hairs.
Oh my! You came in so confident as well.
I know.
Oh, well.
Worth a try, weren't it?
Yeah. Have a start. Want to start with anything else?
You've had worse.
No.
Just keep going, Chris. I just want to see you dig out of this hole.
Where does the Duke come from?
Oh, it's crazy. To be fair, it was from a jazz musician back in the day. I didn't know who he was myself. But when I was playing at Walton and Hersham, the manager of the first team there, he called me Duke. I was like, Duke, what? Duke, what? He goes, don't you know the jazz musician? Duke. I'm going to call you Duke. And then I was on the bench, obviously, and then coming on and scoring. Then I went to Bristol Rovers, and then everyone was calling me Duke there. I'm like, how did they realise what my name was? So it just continued from then.
See, I genuinely thought it was like Duke of Ellington, Wellington.
No, it's Duke Ellington,
Yeah.
the jazz musician.
But I thought it would have been a bit of a play on words with the Duke of
Yeah, I
Wellington.
did.
Okay,
Ah.
yeah. So
So it's possibly a jazz singer.
yeah.
Were they any good?
Don't know.
How did you end up at Walton and Hersham? Because Did you move down? Because born in Bradford, did you move down south at a young age?
Yeah, from when I was 1 or 2.
Oh, right.
I was in London, so I lived in Clapham first. Then I moved, then we was in Tooting, and that's right next to Mitcham. So I played for Tooting and Mitcham, so in the under-16s. And then I played for the reserves of Tooting and Mitcham. But then all my friends at one point, they were playing at Walton and Hersham in the under-16s. And I was like, okay. And they said, Nathan, you just need to come, man. Our team's sick. You need to come. So I don't know if you remember Gavin Holligan. He played at West Ham. He went to West Ham, but he was in the same team as me. I joined them and we killed it, won the league. He went off to West Ham and I went into the first team at Walton and Hersham. So that's how I ended up driving halfway across the city to get to Walton and Hersham, because Gavin Holligan and his dad used to drive us always, it's like an hour journey every week. We used to go training and to games. And that's when they transitioned me into the first team. And I was given the advice to not go to West Ham, because Gavin actually called me and says, Nath, West Ham want you. They want you, come. You need to come. And I was like, sounds great, Premiership, amazing. The only league I watch. As a youngster, you don't really watch the lower leagues. But the person who was actually advising me, he said, look, don't go. Do not go to a club like that. You'll be a small fish in a big pool and you just get eaten up. They'll buy another you next week and you just not play. So there's no point. And one thing he did say, which stuck out from then till today, and I always say this, is it's very difficult for a player to come from the top and to go down and then come back up again. Says you want to go from the bottom up. And that's what I did. So I decided I'm not going. I had opportunities to go.
Still a gamble though, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
it's a good call.
hard work to work your way up.
I know, but they were saying you need to be in the first team and play in the men's first team at a lower level, because them players are still going to have to do the same thing, but they're going to have a limited time to prove themselves. For me, it was like, right, let me play in the first team at Walton and Hersham, Ryman Premier. And I wasn't starting. I was on the bench at the beginning. So I'm coming into that, learning the game, like understanding what's needed from men now rather than my age group.
What sort of 17-year-old were you? Were you like a cocky,
I was big.
I should be playing in front of that old bastard?
Confident.
To be fair, no. I was never like that, to be fair. That came as I became a pro, as the years passed by. You start getting that confidence. But before, I remember like little things like me having to warm up the goalkeeper and I couldn't warm him up because I hadn't done any of the technical stuff, and, kick it into my midriff, kick it up here and I'm kicking it. And he's like, flipping go away. Go away, man. Get me someone else. So it was crazy.
It's a bad style where you can't do that.
Oh,
I
my
reckon
gosh.
I might be able to manage that one.
Nah, I don't.
No. But it's tough. It's tough because I remember at training even, like the guy goes, drill me a ball, like up here. And I'm kicking him the ball and he's like, no, drill me the ball. I'm like kicking him. I'm like, what do you mean drill you the ball? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just kicking him the ball because that's all I know. I'm kicking as long as it gets to you, that's it. So yes, there's all them little things like that that you miss from when if you've not been in an academy, you don't even know what they're talking about in different ways. It's like clubs in a golf, isn't it? You play in golf, you've got different types of clubs. A football player, you got to know how to skim it, how to, lace it, how to chop it, how to dink it and stuff like that. And I didn't learn all that. I could do each thing, but not, on demand.
So you've signed as a midfielder, and then 2 years later, Bristol have paid 150 grand for you as a striker.
Yeah.
What was the bit in between? What was the big break?
So Walton and Hersham. So I said, I took the advice. I went to Walton and Hersham first team and I was on the bench coming on, scoring. Then all of a sudden I'm starting scoring. And then I'm being told given a piece of paper, there's 20 scouts here. You got Arsenal, you got this team, you got that team coming to watch you. So, okay, great. But then all of a sudden it was like a game against Sutton United, I think, away. And I was just playing. And then I was asked after that game, what would you say to going to Bristol Rovers? I was like, where's Bristol? I didn't know anywhere outside of London. And I didn't ever think of teams outside of London. Didn't think I'd have to move from home or anything. I was just thinking I'm going to be a football player and it'll be a team near me. I'll be able to drive and just play. And all of a sudden it's like Bristol Rovers. I'm like, where are they? I got the newspaper out, looking at what league they're in. I was like, there's 2 Bristols. There's a Bristol here in League One, Division 1, and there's a Bristol here in Division 2. I hope it's the higher one because, but it wasn't. It was the other one. But anyway, they said, right, what would you take to come? What would it take for you to come? And having just applied for a job at Sainsbury's and just got the job, I was buzzing off from that. I was like, bloody hell, for me to leave home, you're going to have to pay me £600 or whatever. And they'd have to pay me that. And then I just didn't think of it anymore. And then he was like, came back the next day and said, yeah, they want to take you. And they'll pay you the 600. What? What? What?
Did you go back to Sainsbury's and say, I can get this at Bristol?
Take your uniform back.
I actually didn't even go in my first day. So yes, I end up going. And on my first day, Jason Roberts is there to greet me. And he's saying hello. And it's so great to see a player, coming to greet you. But I didn't know who he was. I didn't know anybody at the time. But it was weird because he'd been at the same school I was at Christ School, with the same teacher, Mr. Greenwood, who was his PE teacher, my PE teacher, and it's exactly the same. I'm like, imagine that. Of all places, of all people, you're at the same school with the same teacher. But the manager, he spoke to me and he said, the reason why I bought you is because, not that you're just scoring goals and you're 17 scoring in a men's league, but there was one time when you was pulling off the defender and the ball came over the top. And the defender headed it, but you still followed through to volley it, anticipating that he's going to miss it and you're going to take a shot. Because that was enough. I left after 20 minutes and I signed you. Record signing from non-league at the time.
For a fresh air shot?
Yeah. I didn't even get the ball.
I hope you caught him a fucking beauty up there.
We're all celebrating.
Poor lad's not played since.
They're the worst, aren't they, when you swipe the air? It kills. But yeah, he said, a striker who anticipates, you don't really get that often. He said, players, they usually just react and something comes over, and then they start running. But the anticipating the strikers, someone that I want. And the fact that you already score loads, you're already fast, you're sharp, you're this or that, and you've got that'll do for me, he said. So
must have been an eye-opener having Ian Holloway
that's what
as
I mean.
your first professional manager.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was great, to be fair. He was the perfect person. Him and Gary Penrice were the perfect two to take me in my first, my first part of my career.
I don't know Jason Roberts, but he just looks like a good bloke. Was he a perfect mentor for you?
Yeah, it's great. Absolutely great. I couldn't ask for anyone better than him to see me at the gates the first day. Because imagine you've lived at home all your life and then all of a sudden out of the blue, you're moving somewhere else on your own, to play football, and you don't know anybody. And the minute you get in the training ground gates, there's someone standing there waiting to greet you and say hello and, I'm going to take you under my wing.
Did he know about the schooling and all that?
No, he didn't. He didn't. He just thought, the striker's coming, young boy, 17, I'm going to greet him, make him feel at home. And then it's you don't know what to expect until you get there. And then all of a sudden it's amazing. I felt so good the minute I got there because, the night before I was in the hotel, I got put up in the hotel, I'm sitting there, I'm on my own. I've got all my little belongings from my room, my little hi-fi and all that, sitting there thinking, yeah, exactly. What am I going to do in the morning? I wonder what the boys are like. I don't know what anyone's like, what this area's like. And then you see him. So it was great, to be fair. It kind of made me feel like home again because someone who's been living in the same area as me, had the same teachers, we've got something in common. It was great.
What's the living situation beyond the hotel? Are you living in digs?
No, I went to the hotel and lived in the hotel upstairs in the Beaches hotel. So the Beaches is the training ground and there's a hotel at the beginning and you drive further down and there's the pitches behind.
Is Jason there as well?
No, so he had his own house. I ended up moving in with him after I think he had someone move out. One of the players, I think, moved out. He says, Nath, come and stay with me. So I ended up staying with him and that was it, really. So I was coming in every day and he was teaching me little things as well because I grew up with my mum and my brothers. So I didn't have a dad anywhere, but he'd been brought up with certain things that you're supposed to get taught from your dad and stuff. So there's things that, maybe little things that I even noticed that were missing in me that he would actually make sure that, make sure you like this. You can see it in him, if you get what I mean. And you can learn even little things off the pitch from him as well. So it was just great to have someone like that, not only on the pitch, but off the pitch as well, that you can just go, yeah, you know what, that's the example that you want to follow.
When was the first time you saw somebody in a dressing room that you thought, this is surely not right, this is not what professional football's all about? I don't know, like a shit in a corner or something along them lines. Dressing room banter where you thought, I weren't expecting this.
Only name that springs to mind is Jimmy Bullard. So it's the only guy that springs to mind. He's done some crazy things. I don't even know if I should even say the things he's done. I don't know what. It's too many. It's too many. Far too many things that this guy has done. Can I say it or what?
Yeah, say whatever you want.
There's a lot. He's pooed in cups in the changing rooms. Not just in the change. He's pooed in. Like, I don't know why you would poo in a cup. Who poos in a cup? in a glass? I don't know. But who does that stuff? So I can't even tell you something. I don't even want to mention some of the things. They're coming to mind, but I can't even say it. I can't.
You're more effective. Who poos in a cup? Who poos in a cup?
But then you've got sniffing Tabasco sauce. I've got people sniffing Tabasco sauce. Actually, I'm going to mention who that was. Mike Flynn. Mike Flynn, you know this manager?
Welsh Flynn.
Yeah. So he was with us at Wigan. And so he was like, I'll sniff it. No problem, I'll sniff it. Ah! And his eyes were burning. Everything was burning. He's like, yeah. Someone's offered him some money. He goes, I'll do that for that. And he did it. And he took the money, but he was finished for a while. So I'm not, just crazy stuff. This jokes go a bit too far, these guys.
How was that Bristol dressing room when you first going in? Intimidating place as a youngster?
To be fair, it was, like I say, there's so many nice guys at the club. And it was a family kind of run club as well. So going in there, it was just like any other changing room, really. Like, obviously, I've been in the men's at Walton and Hersham. But, like, going in there, it was just great because, like, you've got players a lot better than you and they're willing to just help you.
And what was the crap with the pecking order? Because it was you and Zamora, but it was Roberts and Curo up front. Did one of them, did Curo leave and then it was out of you and Zamora who played, or what was this?
No, so to be fair, when I came, I ended up coming straight in to be on the bench. So Roberts and Curitan, they were the two players who were always going to play all season. And Bobby found himself behind me when he came. So he got the chance to go on loan to Brighton. He scored 6 in 6, came back and he's like, I'm going. Because there's no point, because you're here, you're on the bench now. I'm just going to be waiting longer. I need to just go. So he decided he's going to go, scored like 30 that season.
Were you a bit worried when he was over at Brighton scoring 6 in 6?
Fuck me, he scored again, that bastard.
He's going to come back here and I'm going, he's going to give him a chance.
No, but this is the thing. It was just one of them things where, that's what I mean. Ian Holloway just made me feel great. My third sub appearance, I scored that worldie. And then it's like, right, we need you, every time, let's bring Nathan on. So I was doing well when I was coming on.
You've got that confidence that Ian Holloway wants you next in line.
Yeah, but I didn't mind. It's two good strikers. If Bobby was, I didn't want him to go anywhere. Like, top player, like really good player playing with him in the youth, thinking, right, when they two go, me and him are going to go in. It wasn't just like, it's me. It was me and him are going to go in. Whether it's me or him, he gets a chance and I get a chance. At that age, I was 17. I didn't really mind. It was just like, I'm learning the game here. I'm not here to be playing, starting. I know I don't need to start. I'm not ready to start. Like, although I felt, I have confidence in myself, I'm not ready to start.
I'm taking these bags to the car. He says I'm off.
I'll see you, Bobby.
Good riddance.
Lovely place, Brighton, Bobby. All the best. Lovely Peter.
That comes later on. Once you're an established player, that kind of ruthless attitude comes later on. But I didn't have it. I didn't really end up having that till right near the end. And that hurt me a few times in my career. But yeah, in terms of Bobby there, he went off and done his thing, done what he needed to do. And it just allowed me to have my time. I used to come on and start games when Jason Roberts would go on international duty. So I'd score even like when he's got, international duty. He'd come back and put me straight back on the bench. So it didn't matter.
Again, bags.
So I would have started, 10 games and scored 4 in my first season. But I had like 20 sub appearances as well. So
can you remember
one of them
any?
leave in the summer? Sorry.
the first season, I think Jason Roberts ended up moving after the season, yeah. And that's when things opened. And then Curtin went as well. So it left me on my own. And that season, the following season, we got relegated. And I scored quite a few. I think I scored about 18. But like I had like 20 different strike partners that season. We couldn't really get, someone in that would really keep their spot and be alongside me, to be fair. And so, yeah, it was a bit of a struggle after they left.
3 hat-tricks in a month.
Yeah, that was
Not bad, is it? It's a good month, that.
It is when you're getting the bonuses.
that was not bad to be.
Against Derby as well,
Yeah,
who were Premier League at the time in FA Cup.
yeah. So that was the following season when Jerry Francis was manager. And obviously we've gone down a league and I'm there playing now. I'm going, right, this is my chance to really go and do well. And yeah, I did really well. Leyton Orient was the first hat-trick. Then we went to Derby in the FA Cup, scored that hat-trick. Then played Swansea at home and scored that hat-trick. And that's when the story of Wigan comes around.
I imagine there's a few others as well, were there?
Yeah, but a weird one. Like, I even think back to it today and I just think, it's just crazy how things just happen in an instant. Like I said before, I went home to London. It was the last day of the window, like of December, I think. Well, I don't know what day transfer window closed, but I went to go and see my agents and just have a chat with them. I'm sure it was just to have a chat. Went to see him and said, yeah, there's this manager. We're going to go see him. He's a manager of Wigan. Don't know who Wigan are at this point.
No idea where Wigan is either.
No, I didn't know where Wigan was.
London to Bristol, that's it.
That's all I knew. And yeah, we're going to go in the centre of London and go to the hotel. He's going to meet you there in reception. So I go and meet him. I don't know who it is. It's Paul Jewell in the end. I sit down, I'm chatting with him. And he explains to me that, listen, we've got a good team. It's a league above the league that you've been in already, you've played in. We want you to come in. We've got the whole squad here. The whole team is tremendous. I just need a striker to get me the goals and we'll win the league. And I'm there sitting with him. I'm thinking, okay, cool. Right, let me go home and have a think about this. Because that's all I was thinking. Let me go home and like just process this. He's like, now the transfer window closes tomorrow. We need you to come today. I was like, okay. Because we've got a helicopter waiting for you in Fulham. We're going back in the next hour. I was like, okay. All right then.
Not getting the buzz anymore.
You can't just nip past Bristol and take your clothes off.
That's what I mean. It's weird. I ring my mum. I said, Mum, you got to get down to Fulham quick. We're going to Wigan. So JJB, we fly straight to Wigan in 1 hour. I break the headset as well while I'm on the way. So that was messy. I was like, I'll put that back there. It wasn't me. But yeah, I get there. We land in his headquarters, go to the hotel.
They've obviously made a bid to Bristol and that's been agreed, that part.
Must have been. I don't know. So it must have been. So all I know is...
He could have actually been like abducted, couldn't he? Bristol might not know notes about this. We just take him up.
It is crazy the way things happen. All I know is I'm there and I'm thinking I could be gone. So I go to the stadium in the morning. I look at the stadium like, wow, it's a nice stadium. And then my agents say, listen, you've played in this league before. You know the league. You know you can score in this league. And you're going to be getting paid a lot more than you were at Rovers anyway. It's a great step for you to go now, to be in this squad and do a job. There's 2-3 games left in the season. And I said, right, let's do it. So that was basically, the story was like, right, I've signed. I've got to go get my stuff now. And he said, go get all my stuff from Bristol. And 3 games left of the season, scored on the debut, then scored on my home debut. Then we finished the season. So that's when I was able to go home, get everything sorted and get everything.
I check it, they didn't supply the chopper for you trip back down. No. Once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah. So once, the only time I've ever been in one. I've not had one since.
We'll show him the bright lights of Wigan now. We'll take him up
It's
in
a
a
whirlwind,
chopper.
though. I mean, you must have felt like wanted, special, the fact that you're getting in a chopper for the move up.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy like whirlwind. Like you just don't expect these things to happen, and then all of a sudden you're in a helicopter flying, and it's 1 hour down the road, and it's like 4 or 5 hours in a car. And you're like, man, I got here quick. Could do this more often.
Where did they finish that season then?
I think it was just outside of playoffs. Remember, it was Division 2 at the time it was called. So the following season, when we won the league the following season.
Is that League 2?
Division 2.
So is that the equivalent
League 2. Is it League 1? Yeah, League 1, yeah. Yes. So yeah, because when we won the league the following season, we had over 100 points. We won the league. And then that season, it became the championship.
Right.
Can you remember how much they paid for you, Wigan? Was it a good deal for Bristol?
1.2 mil. 1.2 mil,
So they made
yeah, so from
well over £1 million quid.
What was it? 150,000 I was bought from non-league to Rovers, and then 1.2 mil from Rovers to Wigan. So yeah, and I put in my contract that 3 million clause, didn't I? A clause, so they was happy to accept that at the time. I'll get to that afterwards, but I'll get to the reason why I mentioned that.
So then the next season, I think, in the Championship, was that when it was Sunderland and Wigan?
Yeah, that's the season we won. We got promoted, you're talking about, yeah?
Yeah.
The first season, remember the first season we got up to the Championship, that's when I was up front with Horsfield. And that season, I went to speak to the manager and said, listen, Roberts, you need to get him in. Like, please bring Jason Roberts to the club. He's available. He said he will come. Please bring him, because we never really got to play together at Rovers.
Where did he go from Bristol then?
He went to West Brom, and then he went to Portsmouth. So I think he went on loan at Portsmouth and then back to West Brom. So then he was available to come.
Is that have you ever told the manager to buy a player?
It's pretty common. It's pretty common for managers to go around the players and say, who do you think we should sign? Yeah. And that's the value a player's opinion on other players, because we played against them and they're like, so who's the hardest player you played against? About a centre half. Yeah. And then next thing, they must go back and next minute he's in.
No one must trust my judgment because I've never been asked. Nobody's ever asked me.
I remember Roy Keane going round, him and his assistant. Yeah. Who's the best player? And they'll value it.
Yeah. Because it's probably in their mind, but then if you get it a second opinion and they say it as well, you're like, you know what? That's true. Let's get him then. But I didn't get asked. I told him. I knocked on his door and said, listen, I can't, Horsfield, as good as he is, it's difficult to play with a player who is about himself. Today's game is not about, partnerships and stuff. So most strikers are going to be, I'll get the ball, I'll play it out wide, let me get in the box so I can get a goal. It wasn't, right, where's Nathan? It wasn't like that. But with me and Jason, that's why it was like, he wanted me to do well. I wanted him to do well. He knew my strengths and I knew his strengths. So, and it's like, with that combined, there is no weakness, if you get what I mean. Against any defenders, we just felt we're going to destroy anyone.
It's rare that two strikers have got the same attributes and it work. Like, you could both run behind, you could both have it to his feet and whatever. But I remember, I don't know, we came to play you. It was us, Sunderland and Wigan at the top, and we played you on a Tuesday at your place.
You beat us.
And we had the whole stand that night. But Mick McCarthy did, I think might have been a Wednesday, because he did 2 sessions just on stopping you two. He did. He said, if you stop them two, we'll win the game. Yeah. It was Stevie Caldwell and Gary Breen. Yeah. But it was that one, we're like lads are bored, just... Yeah. We had to stand there, pretend to be you and Roberts.
I bet they didn't concede in training either, did they?
Were you just coming out like in a game? There they are, them two.
Yeah. I just remember your gloves. Remember how thick your gloves were? What was the thread count on them? Do you remember them or not? Like lamb's wool?
No, I didn't like big gloves. So I had thin gloves. I loved to have the night gloves, but thin. I don't like anything heavy on me. So they weren't as thick as you thought.
Oh, no. Just imagine them suede ones, did a ladies wear with wool inside.
Alan Partridge driving gloves.
No, unless it was extra cold and I couldn't find any of my own, I might have worn them for that day. That's why I probably didn't score. But
do you know what I mean though? Like you could both do the same thing. Yeah. And that season is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's just like I say, like when you're with a person who wants you to do it well, as much as like me setting him up was as much satisfaction as me scoring. It's weird. But then we had like rules to our game as well, because I know he was faster than me and like stronger, but then he knew I was more explosive with shots, left foot or right foot outside the box. But when you put him through, goodbye. See you later. Get out of my way. Slots home.
So you had your own little rules between yourselves.
Yeah. So even with
outside
penalties,
the team.
yeah, he killed me with the penalties because I was waiting for years because Andy Liddell was the main penalty taker and he'd score all the time. Had a great penalty. And I'm like, I've scored all the time since my Bristol Rovers days in getting this Cantona thing off Nick Colkin, getting the Cantona technique off Nick Colkin. Since then, I ain't missed a pen. So I'm there going, I can't wait till I play. And I'm the penalty taker. So then Liddell end up not being there. And it's me and Jason, the new season. He's like, Nath, I'm pulling rank. I'm penalty taker. I said, how? How are you going to come and just take my spot? Like, his liberties. Can we negotiate? Come on, Jace. So we negotiated. Said, look, at the beginning, I'm taking, anyone fouls me, I'm taking the pens. Anyone fouls anyone in the team, I'm taking the pens. But if you get fouled, Nath, you take your pens. And then I said, okay, now if you miss, I'm taking mine and the team's pens. And you take yours. So he scored the first one, then he missed the second one. So I was like, that's it. That's it. I'm keeping
the
it.
The baton is passed.
Yeah, baton was passed, never got given back. So
what was the Cantona technique?
You can tell us now, mate. You're not.
Well, everyone's going on like
magician doesn't reveal his tricks.
Everyone's going like Eve Antoni's the guy that learned the trick, but that's what I've been doing from day one. So that's what
straight run up.
Straight run up. Yeah, you start from the line and you look at the keeper and you do a straight run up. You don't ever look at the ball because the ball's not moving and you're not doing a silly left to right run up. You're not losing your bearings of where the goal is. You just run up to the ball and then watch for the keeper to move whichever way. Slot home. Like, even if you lean that way, you can't go that way anymore.
So you're looking at the keeper's feet?
No, I'm just looking at the keeper.
But if you look at it, you must be looking down to see where his
weight is.
Yeah.
No, all I'm doing is I'm looking at the whole of him. I'm looking at him. And what I did, I kind of adjusted it to my kind of style. So I realized as soon as I get up to the ball, I'll lift my leg back really slowly and I'll be watching. And he has to dive. Because keepers, they wait for you to get to the ball and they dive before you hit the ball. So they're already going somewhere. So if they don't move, I'm going right. If you don't move, I'm going bottom left. If you move, you just make it easy for me. I'll just slot it 1 mile an hour, whichever way. So you come up to the ball and then you go really slowly backwards and he's gone left. Right. That's what you do.
It says you almost felt sorry for him. Oh, silly bastard.
Easy.
Did you practice that though? Because it is a technique.
Practice,
yeah. You've got to be able to...
I'll go back to the story. So I missed the penalty against Everton in the cup for Bristol Rovers. Because I was told, just get up to the ball, look at the ball only and just smash it in the corner. So I was like, right, that's it. Run up to the ball, bang, I hit it so well. Keeper saved it. How? Keeper saved it. I'm not listening to you again. I think it was David Hillier who used to play at Arsenal. So he told me to do it like that. And I thought, that's not the best way, is it? So anyway, we went to training. Nick Colkin had come in from Man United. And we was doing penalties at the end. And I missed like my first 3 or 4. He goes, Nath, listen, I used to do it with Cantona. And Cantona never looked at the ball. He ran dead straight. And he just used to look where I went. And then I got on the ball, did it, and I scored. I did it and I scored again. And I did it, I scored again. And then we did about 40 more pens. And I scored all of them. I said, that's it. That's my new way. I ain't doing anything other than that. So I did have about 40 practices. Scored all 40 and I thought, that's it.
Got in the rhythm.
I ain't doing nothing other than
Anybody ever save one using that technique?
No. Okay.
The little smirk, give that away, man.
No. In training, I'd missed a couple because we had, I remember...
you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, so he would mess about and like creep to the side and keep going to the right and then mess about with me. I was happy because him doing that made me have to be better at my technique. So it saved a couple every now and again. But in terms of in a real game, I'd not missed any since then. So it was all like either slow or if the keeper doesn't move, it's smashed in the corner. Like it's a side foot hard. And I just say like, imagine like you got a keeper standing there or even just a person standing there and you have your teammate on the right side and the left side. You telling me you can't pass to one of them without the keeper getting it? Like, it's that simple. If you just think of it like that, you run up to the ball and go, okay, who's he going to mark? He's marking him, I'll pass to him. If he's marking him, I'll pass to him. That's all it is. And I just try to get people in their brain. But what they do is they come up to the ball and they go, and they don't slow down that bit. And they rush themselves and making themselves not the favourite. So that's why I say, you just got to lift the leg back slowly.
Take it easy.
Where's he going?
You could get a job for it.
Make it sound so easy, though.
It's not. When that pressure's on, I was thinking that with Tony in the Euros. And he's done exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's less pressure. I'm telling you, you're the one in control of everything. Like the keepers are finished. They don't move. In the end, they're like stuck. They're like, what are you doing to me? I can't move. It's weird. But you have the upper edge if you do it that way. But it takes practice for you to feel the confidence of, oh man, give me the ball. I need to take the pen. I'm going to take the pen and I'll make sure we're up 1-0. You know, like any penalty shootouts from then, I was like, can't wait. Let me just get the goal, get the first, get us up, and then someone else get the rest of the goals and the pressure's off them. That's what I used to feel like the confidence.
Gentlemen, a quick stop in play to bring a message from our very good friends at NordVPN. They're bringing even more discounts to the table for the new series.
Didn't think it could get bigger and better.
Oh,
They keep exceeding themselves, don't they?
You were wrong, because it was 3 months free last series. Now we're talking 4. There's already a heavy discount when you're using the Undr The Cosh code. You're getting 4 months free. 30-day money-back guarantee.
Can I interrupt you there, Chris? Available on 10 devices now. And I think it was
That's
6.
the one.
6 last year.
For those who don't know what NordVPN is, I mean, we've explained it a multitude of times, but I think it's important that we get that message across. Because you can bounce your location to anywhere in the world, which is ideal if you're watching sport, especially. If you're abroad and you want to watch a match, you can bounce your location over there. Or maybe you're in this country and you want to watch a match that's on in a different country.
Different streaming devices, isn't there? I think there's offers, different offers.
Different shows. If they're not on in the UK, you can bounce your location over to Poland. All you've got to do is go to www.nordvpn.com/Cosh and you'll get that exclusive Undr The Cosh discount. Like you said, 111 different countries you can bounce to now. So just to recap, bounce your location anywhere in the world to reap them benefits of watching, whether it's sport, TV, whatever you want, from anywhere in the world. And, of course, security as well for your passwords, your bank details, puts it all under lock and key.
Important, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. So what you're going to do, go to www.nordvpn.com/Cosh and get that Undr The Cosh exclusive discount.
Yeah. We skimmed off. Did you say you won the league with 100 points?
Yes.
League 1 into the Championship?
Yeah. So we got promoted. My first season at Wigan, scored 24 goals. I think with that first season, I think we got off to a good start. And then my shoulder popped out. I was sleeping and I had my arm up like this. And I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, my arm's out. And I was like, and it slotted back in. I was like, oh my
pop your shoulder asleep?
Yeah, so I did get a pull on it in a game. Like I played for Bristol Rovers back in the day. And I'd obviously have to use the weights to strengthen it and stuff. But it really got bad at Wigan. I think in training, someone pulled my arm back and it's like came out more. And I was like, damn, my arm's finished. Like every day something would happen and my shoulder was coming out. And then I had a meeting with the manager. He said, listen, you're going to have to play. I want you to become a man now and finish this season before we get your shoulder sorted. I don't want you to go get your op now. We know you need an op. We had a scan on it and everything. But let's finish the season. Let's win the league and then go and get your op. So that's what I decided. Okay, no problem. And I had a big strap around my waist and a strap around here, and it used to strap to hold my shoulder in, so I couldn't put my arm higher than that.
During the game?
Yeah, I had to run. I had to learn how to run a bit better and learn how to jump without my arm.
Oh, it was like a penguin.
Yeah. It was weird. You can see some pictures, some video. It looks weird. But yeah, I had to run without my arm, jump without my arm. It was weird. It was really, really weird, but still ended up scoring quite a bit. And we got promoted with the most points. So the game before last, I ended up going to get my op done because we won the league already. So I was like, right, get the job done.
Did you know going into that season in the Championship that you were going to give it another go to go up again?
Yeah. So this is the bit about, I have to tell you this part because links in with the net why when I left. So when I signed for Bristol Rovers at the time, from Bristol Rovers, that's why they accepted the 1.2 million I got bought for. So it's 3 million that I would get a release clause.
So you insisted on that?
Yeah, I asked for it and they said, yeah, no problem. Oh good. Yeah, and then it was, if we get promoted to the League Division 1 Championship, new negotiation for a new contract. So that's what was in there. So we got promoted, but remember I played that season with my shoulder hanging out, had the op. So then we're on the championship now, and the chairman says nobody's getting a new contract until we know how good we are. We know who's worthy of being a championship player. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. It doesn't include me because mine's in my contract negotiation. So my agents said, listen, call up the club and let them know that we want to arrange this meeting, get a new deal sorted. And they said, how can we negotiate it for an injured player? I was like, what? Negotiate for an injured player? What do you mean? You can't say that now. I'm just going to get my shoulder sorted and we'll play. I'll be playing next season. So anyway, I was like, all right. And he says, nobody's getting a new contract until then. I was like, okay, championship, new challenge. Let me go and score my goals here. I'll score my goals, then they'll give me a new deal. So that season goes. I don't know, we just missed out on playoff. That's the season Jason Roberts comes toward the last 10 games in the season. He got a red card and we kind of lost one of the games we needed to win to get in the playoffs. So anyway, I ended up with 25 goals that season in the championship now, but we missed out. So I'm like, right, new deal, surely. So nothing's even happened now. So imagine 2 years down the line, no new deal.
See, I'm thinking this is like, for a businessman, Whelan, weren't it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of, obviously, a very successful businessman. He scored 25 goals in the championship. You know there's a 3 million release clause in. What's he doing?
Yeah. So 2 seasons, he just didn't want to give me a new deal. And I'm thinking, but I'm on the same money from Bristol Rovers days. And this is the thing, Jason Roberts, we're that close. Like I know what he's on. His contract was just sitting in my house. So we were chatting about what you're on, blah, blah, blah. So he was on double my wages at the time he came in. That's fine because he's a Premiership player, no problem. But if he went to the Prem, he's on way more than I'd be on. But it's not a problem. But the point is, I know now what to gauge, So I'm top scorer. And the next season, that's when I was top scorer in the league with 26 goals and he had 25. So we're both pretty much the same. So I'm thinking, right, now there's been what? Season we got up, season we didn't get in, and now the season we're in the Prem. I got 1 year left. So I'm thinking, surely they're going to weigh me in now and think about the 2 years they haven't given me a new deal. And I've been playing the whole season on half the wages of Jason.
You've got this strike partnership that just scored 50 goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Going into the Premier League.
Yeah, and they didn't want to give me a new deal. But the thing is, Whelan, he was known for his wheeling and dealing and, getting players that are worth much more for much less and some players leaving. I remember shaking and hugging some of the boys like, no, man, they're doing me over, man. They don't want to give me a good enough deal to stay. I've got to go, man. So I was like, they won't do that to me. Surely I'm just, I'm the guy that's scoring a lot of goals. Surely they'll sort me out. So anyway, that season, the same season, my shoulder came out again because the guy didn't really do a great job with the first time. So halfway through the season, we had QPR away. My shoulder came out again. So that thing came back out. Same thing again. Still managed to be top scorer in the league. So there's me going, right, end of the season. And I seen in the newspaper, it was funny because the newspaper seemed to know everything. So I'm sitting there going, it says here, Nathan Ellington set for bumper new deal, 40 grand a week. I was like, what? I'm like, yes, if they're going to offer me something like that.
It's in the star. It's in the star.
Oh, no. Get in there, hold me, bastard shoulder.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? That kind of money would be sick. But anyway, so this is what happened. Just before the end of the season, Dave Whelan calls me in his office and I go in and see him on my own. And he just started getting at me like, oh, you weren't that good, blah, 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 end of the season. I'm like, mate, I'm top scorer in the league and my shoulder was out for half the season, and I'm still top scorer. What more did you want? Like, he basically wanted me to probably feel a little bit like,
break you down.
Yeah, I'm not so good, so not to really try and offer. So I was thinking, I'm hurt from that, man. Like, everything's going well. We've just got promoted. And you're talking to me like this. Like, why are you talking to me like this? Like, this is mad. So anyway, so this is where the thing started kicking off. Like, so now I played a season in the champ, played another season in the champ and scored, nearly 50 goals in the 2 seasons. So I'm thinking I'm going to get a good deal here.
You've got a year left.
I got a year left because I signed
You could get a good move, remind a good deal.
Yeah, this is the thing though. So my agent, everyone seems to think that my agent said to leave. Leave. That's your agent's the reason why you left. I love that at Wigan. There's nothing more that I would have loved than to just sign a deal and stay. Even stay continued. Because I was thinking, I'm so excited about the new season. Like the team as it is an amazing team. Yeah. But like, especially me and Jace, what we did in the champ, I'm like, we're going to do that in the Prem. We're going to kill everyone in the Prem too. So I'm there excited about the season. Look at the new fixtures come out. Chelsea at home, first game. This and this. We're gonna play against these teams that I grew up looking at and watching. This is unbelievable. So anyway, my agents come from London to negotiate. And what happens? He's not there. Chairman's not there. He's in Barbados. On the day they've agreed to come up and meet my agents.
Come on, Joe, you can't blame him. It's a lovely place. Come on,
Wigan or Barbados. Well, once, maybe. Twice? No, twice. So they couldn't really negotiate the first time. We kind of was getting somewhere a little bit, but we couldn't even get him on the phone to kind of okay any of some parts of the deals and stuff. So they kind of had a deal in place saying, this was another part which really annoyed me. I got offered an offer. And I know what Jason's on because his contract's in my house.
In the cupboard.
What was the offer, Duke? No, just to try and...
Yeah, so they offered me...
Percentage-wise, it's fine.
No, it's fine. I'm not playing anymore. Even then, it doesn't matter. But anyway, so I was offered 9K a week and 4 appearance. But I think Jason was on 14, just standard. So I'm there going to be 13, so whatever. And then Paul Jewell says, yeah, that you'll be the top paid player at the club. I said, what are you lying for?
Come round to my kitchen. Come back kitchen. Have a look at this.
So I remember his face going, oh, like, you caught me out here. So obviously normally players don't talk about the contract, but I knew. So it was just like, why are you lying for? I'm not going to be top paid. But for also, they need to really think about the 2 years I didn't get paid. So that's surely you should think about something. Why am I going to be on less than being the top paid? If you're saying I'm going to be top paid, well, make me top paid. So anyway, that was a bit less than what I wanted. And plus, I was thinking, right, 2 years ago, so there must be some kind of signing on fee where you can kind of make up something for the years I didn't get anything. Anyway, 2 weeks later, I've had my op now, getting better, waiting. 2 weeks later, my agents are due to come in again. They walk in, he's not there. He's still not there. He's back in Barbados again. So it's like, you taking a mick, lad? Like, can't even get hold of you. There's a different guy coming to negotiate. They don't even know what's going on. So anyway, my agent said to me, look, Nath, you got 1 year left. You could do a Bosman at the end of the year anyway. Just stay, see out your contract, play another season here. But my missus was pregnant at the time, so with my first son. And I'm like, no, you know what, man? Trust me to like go into my last year and something happens to me. And then like, I got nothing, like no
shoulder
contract.
as well. With shoulder, you're thinking...
Yeah, and I'm thinking, imagine anything can happen in a year with 1 year going and you decide to run it down, and then imagine something bad happens and you're not even like got a contract to back you up. So I said, I don't really want to do that, So anyway, my agents call me back and say, Brian Robson, he's been in touch. West Brom, they've just stayed up. They've made the great escape. They want to sign you. I'm like, okay. Let me look at the squads. Let me see what's what. And I thought, Brian Robson, I've supported United all my life. I've grown up watching this guy. Worst way scenario, it's a sideways movement. I think Wigan were really good. I think, really, really good side. I think really good side. If I go to West Brom, I'm confident that I'll be able to play and make sure they stay up. But at the same time, it's like, okay, they offered me 16 a week at West Brom. So I was like, right, I'm going to sign. I have to have a contract. I don't want to not have a contract.
I don't think there's any way that you can't, really.
Yeah.
If Wigan had offered you 15, but said,
I'm going to tell you something.
we'll lose the 3 million release clause, would you have signed it?
That's what I'm saying. I go to the training ground and I'm upset as hell, obviously saying bye to all the lads, crying, like thinking, bloody hell, man. I don't even want to go, man. I don't want to go because of the feeling I have with everybody. And I know what we got is special. And I want to stay, but it's like the chairman's peed me right off. The chairman had that meeting with me. He's not even here. He's not really interested in really sorting out the deal for me. And now these guys are offering me what I would easily take. So I've taken it. I thought, right, another challenge. Let's go and make it happen. Anyway, I'm driving on the motorway to go and sign. Wigan call. And they say, we'll offer you 15. I said, why the hell didn't you just offer me 15 before? So I don't mind this is $1,000 a week less. That's $4,000 a month. No problem. I would have still signed if they just offered me that
in the first
place. But I'm there going, I'm on my way there now. And I could just picture everyone waiting with the paper for me to sign. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't take the mick now. I've said, yes, I'm going on my way. I can't just turn around and go back. But I can because I'm stupid. Because I shouldn't have made emotional decisions in football. Football is a business. Like, in my head, I realize that now. I didn't realize it then. Secondly, I had agents for a reason. I had them to advise me what the best thing to do is. And I should listen to them more often than not. The one time I didn't listen, the first time I didn't listen, this has happened. I now go to West Brom. I'm not saying it's a bad move, because it was it's still a good move, but I would never have wanted to leave in the first place. But as you can see, I'm now in this situation where I'm like, I got to see it through. Got to see it through. Chairman, I'm angry that he's dealt with me this way. They've not offered me the deal that I want. I'm gone. So I went and signed.
Was your agent advising you to sign for Wigan then? When you
to stay,
yeah.
Right. Not to sign for Wigan at the time.
Yeah,
it was like,
for them. Just run your contract down.
Run your contract, stay and play for the first season. And then you'll have whatever offer you want. Like, you'll get whatever kind of money you do really well. But I was thinking, I'm not going to play. This Kamara's going to probably play, or they might bring another striker and he'll probably play, and I might not even play.
I don't think that's a bad decision.
What? Moving?
I think guaranteeing 3-4 years.
That's contract. What I mean.
I don't think that's a bad decision. I think that's a sensible decision.
It's just a decision that, in my head, football-wise, I would have loved to have stayed with the group, and I'd love to have played with Jason, especially in the Prem, to see what would have happened. Like, that's the excitement of football, isn't it? It's like, that's a major excitement. Not to say that playing in the Prem with West Brom wasn't excitement. It was great. It was a great season. But from that one move, things didn't work out in the end. I didn't play regularly anymore. I didn't start all the games anymore. So that meant I couldn't score and, have my ratios that I normally think about. And I wasn't seen like that. So in the end of that season, I'm thinking, you guys bought me to cripple Wigan, didn't you? You didn't buy me to play. What are you doing? Like, I need to get out of here. Then I'm trapped. I can't leave. So there's so many bits to the story after that. But it all started from this Wigan move that I felt it was all perfect. And then it's like up and down. And my career was like this up until that point. And then it was like this. And then it went like this. Just because of one bad move. Not bad move. One move that
didn't really work.
That didn't work out.
It was a decision at the time.
One decision.
You said, though, you had to do it. If you weighing everything up, everything's on the table at that point, you had to go to West Brom.
But
looking at hindsight now, it didn't work out. But at that point, for you, you had to go.
If I was to have the chance again, I would have decided to just go, stay at Wigan.
Turn the car around and get back up the M6.
Yeah, because now I just know, like, the same thing that happened to me, Jason Roberts told me a story about when he came to Wigan. He told his agents, listen, I'm going to play with Nath. I don't care what they offer. I think they tried to pull his pants down with some kind of thing. I don't know what it was, but basically something was agreed or something like that, and then it wasn't there. But then they were like, no, I'm not having this. I'm not having this. But then Jason said, listen, make the deal happen. I'm going. I'm going there to play with Nath. I need to play with the kid. So that's what ended up happening. And I was like, what, you did that? Just so you can come and play with me? I was like, unbelievable. But if he didn't do that, our championship season wouldn't have happened. So it's the thing of decisions based on I don't know. You can't. You never can know all that what's going to happen, can you? So it's difficult.
It's poor from Whelan, isn't it?
Oh, fucking barbaric, yeah.
And we did get a lot of Wigan fans get in touch and say, "Oh, you must regret leaving for West Brom. I can't believe you did that." Obviously, not knowing this story.
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to hear from them to see whether they do exactly the same thing, because it's not as. I'm guessing all of this didn't get out into the press.
No,
the fans didn't know that
at the time.
You've been hung out to dry.
Called me Judas after that, wasn't
Yeah.
it? So it was like, bloody hell, you don't understand the half of it. I really wish you knew, because I would be here. But it feels like a disrespect as well to West Brom, because now I'm talking that way. But it is. That's the kind of feeling I had. It's just the way it was.
Gentlemen, loads of people have been asking about the shirts. So
Here we are.
it's only fair to say that that link is in the description. If you fancy getting yourself an Undr The Cosh special 2024-25 shirt. I ran out of breath then. From O'Neills Sportswear. Thank you for helping us out and supporting the podcast.
Some great gear on the website, by the way.
Yeah, because it's not just our kits. There's that link in the description as well. If you want to sort your own team out, your 5-a-side team, 11-a-side.
Bespoke design. 4 to 6 weeks from design to delivery, which I think is remarkable.
It's only 12 minimum order.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to order loads. But 12 up to, you can kit the whole lot out. Under 5s to first team.
Yeah. Like I said last week, I think you're psychologically 1-0 up coming out the porter cabin in one of these.
Look smart, play smart.
Very well said, John.
That could be the motto, the mantra for the whole series. Look smart, play smart.
So the link's in the description for, number 1, these Fabdabliosi Undr The Cosh kits. Not keen on that word?
No.
We'll move on. Or your custom built, designed O'Neills Sportswear kit. Did you get some stick at West Brom for not taking painkiller injection?
Ooh, you moved on to a mad one as well. So I came in, I was playing, I think I came on against Liverpool at home. Someone smashed my toe. I don't know, my big toe got smashed and I couldn't walk. We had a game coming on the Monday or something like that. I think we played on the Saturday. We had a game on the Monday or Tuesday coming. And for some reason, they just wanted me to play because I think I scored a few goals at that point. I was on a little bit of a run. So basically, I came in on the Sunday to see if I could walk so I can be ready for the Monday or Tuesday game, whatever it was. And I put my boot on and I took a step. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't walk. So the physio's there trying to just make me run. And I'm like, I can't run. Seriously, I just can't run. My foot's finished. Anyway, next day come, I'm tried again. I was like, I think my toe's broken. I think my toe must be broken because I can't move it anywhere without pain. Like there's so many bones that you can feel the pain. So anyway, it's like, right, come the game day, we'll just take painkillers and we'll go for it. So yeah, cool, no problem. We'll do that. If I can like get through the game, I'll get through the game, no problem. I took the Cocodamo and then I got in my car and I was driving on my way and I'm like, what's going on? I can't see it. I'm like, why is everything like this? Like, I can't even drive like this. So I parked up on the side and I was like, my gosh, what's these tablets done to me? I can't move. I'm just thinking I gotta wait. So let me ring the doctor and let him know like it's made me dizzy and like seeing like kind of blurry or whatever.
I've got Wolf of Wall Street in here. Turn up the Hawthorns like
crawling past us signing your autograph. Wash back under your arm.
Oh my gosh. You don't understand. You don't understand how it feels because I knew we needed to win because we were in a relegation battle. I knew I wanted to play, but then my foot's broken. Like it felt like it was broken. So anyway, I'm now dizzy and broken foot at the same time. So that was me like going, I'm old enough now. I'm not stupid. Like if I'm injured or I can't I can't see, I'm not just trying to drive and get hurt in a crash or something. So I can't move. So I stood there, stayed there for about an hour. And I said, look, the minute my head's right, I'll get in. And then if I'm there before the game kicks off, no problem. So anyway, after about, I don't know, half an hour nearly, but they had to put the team sheets in. So he changed me off the starting lineup and then I got in I'm not playing at this point. Obviously, I'm not in the squad, but I got myself in, and then I'm watching the game, and then obviously it comes out in the newspaper. He refused to play, blah blah blah, because of this and that, and I'm like, bloody hell, man. Let's get my toe sorted out, and I'll play. Like that's what happened. That's all it was.
So we just put that in the press.
People, I don't know, man. It's just the way things are, innit? People come out with some stupidness, and it's like it's gonna stick. It's gonna stick forever now. That I'm just this guy who just don't play because of my toe. And it was, my toe was finished for like a year. And even now, like, it doesn't have much movement anymore because I can't like pull it back easy. It's still like stiff as hell. I'm like, that's from that one time when my foot got smashed. And that's it. Nothing I can do about it.
I mean, I once broke my big toe. And I had like, for the first 12 games of the season, I had it injected. Numb. So like my whole right foot were numb, and like the morning after when the painkiller, like the numbness had worn off.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was horrendous. It was probably my best 12 games of the season. Because my right foot was just flopping.
It's bad, really, isn't it? Because you shouldn't even be walking on it. You're just numbing it so you can carry on
That's what
playing
I'm
football.
thinking. There's certain
Just
things.
causing so much more damage, probably.
This is what I mean. There's certain things that if you do cover the pain and certain things happen in mechanics, you might be finished. You might not be able to play again after that. So that's why I remember at Bristol Rovers when I had the meniscus done. But I remember like trying to play through pain, and Mark Walters said, listen, if you're injured, mate, do not try and play while injured, because the minute you don't play well, they're not going to talk about your injury. And the minute you're injured for the rest of your career, you're gone, you're forgotten about.
Do you know when you were saying like your Bristol Rovers and your Wigan, your career was on an upward curve, and then you go to West Brom and it was on the way down. Why do you think that is, in your honest opinion?
So when I first started playing football, I always used to take a look at my goals for the season, like what I need to get to. So my aim was always 1 in 2 at least, 1 goal in 2 games every time. And I'd always look at, that's why I know like I had 16 goals in one season. Then I went 17. It's like I went up every season, 21 goals, then 23 goals, then 25 goals, then 26 goals. And I'm there going, right, I'm playing every game. I'm playing all the games and I'm scoring at the ratio I want to score. Then what changes is I go to West Brom and I'm sitting on a bench. And then like they got Horsfield and Campbell up front, 2 hold-up men, and no pace. And it just felt like I said, there was 7 forwards at the club. We had so many. Me and Kanu was actually top scorers in the team, both on 5 league goals each. Both sitting here. I remember at Birmingham away, we're sitting there, Horsfield and Campbell are starting, we're losing 1-0, and me and Kanu have 5 goals each sitting there on the bench. I'm like, why are we not on the pitch? Like, how comes we're not on the pitch?
Probably because he was like 74. Probably his reason.
Yeah, he's definitely 74. But like, we came on, I scored 1-1, I nearly scored again. I'm thinking, what's going on? Why am I not playing? We played against Wigan, not playing. You know, all these games. And now, here's another mad story. Yeah? My agent told me, guess who I bumped into? The scout for England. And you know what he told me? He came to watch you one time. You was about to get called up for England. But when he came, you wasn't playing. That game, it was just a confirmation of he's going to do well again, whatever. This is the last confirmation before we put you in into the England squad. Imagine finding that out years later, that was that close to being England squad. I'm like, bloody hell. Yeah, I would have never known that if my agent hadn't spoken to him and told him that happened. But like, I was that close to being in an England squad. I didn't even know about it. So that's all because I'm not playing. I'm on the bench, I'm on the bench, I'm on the bench, I'm on the bench. It's just annoying.
So did you lose a bit of respect for Brian Robson with that then?
To be fair, yeah. There was a bit, yeah. Because it was like frustration with what's going on. And then, yeah, just at times he'd come in. I know at times he would come in and he was, you could tell he'd had a bit of a drink and stuff. So that wasn't really good when you got the game coming on. But like, it was just one of them things where you just think, I had expected more from this. And at the end of the season, I was like, listen, I need to leave. I need to go. Let me go. Like, I don't want to stay here. You guys brought me to cripple Wigan. It didn't work. We got relegated and they're still up. Just let me go. I'm not even playing like, but then the chairman said, nobody's going. We're going to push for it to go up.
Did you hand in a request?
Yeah. Handed in a request, needed to go. Paul Jewell wanted me back, tried to get me back. Oh, that's another story as well. Oh my gosh, the worst. This is sliding doors stories. It's mad. So the following season, Watford got promoted. They wanted me, so they wanted to sign me. They didn't at that time. But they got relegated the following season and I went there. But before that, it came to the Christmas time window. And I'd been obviously angry that I wanted to leave all that time. Paul Jewell put in a bid, 3 mil for me again. 3 point whatever that they
2 pence.
Yeah.
3 million, 2 pence, make a profit.
Yeah, exactly. So they put in the offer and the chair, and I was like, you're getting mad, like putting a transfer request to the chairman, coming in every day saying, listen, come on, man, let me go. I'm saying this to the chairman now. Listen, you're going to let me go yet? You're going to let me go? He said, I will let you go at the end of this window, but we're going to pull it out until the end of the window. Try and get as much as we can. I'm like, what's the point? Just let me go. So anyway, I'm on the phone to Paul Jewell and I said, listen, Paul Jewell, Gaffer, I'm going to be able to come.
I hope you call him Paul Jewell out.
Hey, Paul Jewell.
Hi, Paul Jewell.
Right, Gaffer. That's adding a bit too formal. A bit of a formal one there, isn't it?
We're speaking to the manager, Brian Robson.
So yeah, anyway, I've said, right, they're going to let me go, but they're going to pull it out. So I will be able to come. Don't worry about it. So anyway, he's like, okay, we'll see what happens. So halfway through the window, he's like, calls me. I'm like, is this good? Is this good news or not? And he's like, Nath, I'm going to have to leave it because I can't afford to not get someone in. Like, I can't have this happen. We're fighting relegation now. It's the following season, isn't it? So we're fighting relegation. I needed you to get you in, but I'm going to have to leave it. I said, Gaffer, he will let me go. Don't worry, he will let me go. Anyway, said, okay, Nath, see you later. See you later, bye. So I'm going in every day in training, knocking on his door. Can you let me go, let me go, let me go? One day, a few days left of the window, Nath, tell Julie you can go. Go and tell him you can go. I was like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Right. Gaffer, I can come. They said I can come. Nath, we put in an offer for Julius Agahawa and we're waiting for his permit. We're waiting for his permit to come through. If it doesn't come through, I'll come and get you. If it does, sorry, I've already done the deal. I'm like, okay.
Ringing the embassy.
I don't know what Prime Minister at the time. Is it John Major? John Major.
Hey, I ain't that old. But yeah, so I'm there. I got home. I remember going home, watching the telly, going, looking for the yellow line. Well, not looking for the yellow line, hoping that it just doesn't come up. I'm watching Sky Sports News, and all of a sudden it says, Wigan signed Julius Agahawa, work permit granted. I'm like, not happening. So imagine 1 minute away from, you're there with the hope that you're going back to the Prem, you're back at your team. Everything's going to be great. I'll be back at my team with all the boys again. This will be amazing. I just can't wait. I hope, please don't let it happen. Hopes are gone. All you see is a yellow line. Hopes are gone completely.
Do you know in the 2 weeks up to him saying halfway through, I'm just going to drag it out, have you got it in your locker to kick balls and spoil training?
That's what I was doing. That's what I'm saying. I was going mad. Like, I never was like that. But knowing that your dream to get back to your normal life, what you need, is just there around the corner, and they're just messing it up for no reason whatsoever. It's like, you're taking a mick. I ain't training. I'm not in the right headspace to train. I need to go. I just need to get out of here. So that was what was happening. As you know, window closed. I'm still at the club. So we finish off that season, we get to the playoff finals, and I'm like, okay, we're playing finals, one more game to win. We're back in the Prem anyway. All good. We lose 1-0.
Are you in the team?
No, because the manager comes in, they put Kamara up front when he used to be on the right, and Kevin Phillips came in, and these guys were firing, scoring for fun, like mad goals. We're still doing well. I think I played 11 games, scored 19 goals and 11 assists in that season still. I'm like, I'm happy with that. But like, I need to be playing. Like, but no problem, they're killing it. So as long as we're winning and we're going to go back to the Prem, hey, I got no problems at the moment. It's the least of my worries.
Is your money going up if you get back up to the Prem?
Yeah, because it got halved from 16 to 10. So when you go down. So I was like, at least I'll be back on. But imagine, you're now, again, back in the scenario, you're at Wembley. We're going to beat Derby. We're beating up every team in the league. We're at the final and everybody plays for themselves. We don't really play as a team. We don't really have any chances. And they go and score 1-0 and it's over. We lose. And it's like, I came on for like 5 minutes. Nothing, couldn't do nothing, no time. So then in that season, I even said to thinking, I'm not training, I'm not playing. I need to go, man. Like, I want to go back to the Premier because Watford then came in for me again, but now they're in the Championship because they got relegated again. So AD Boothroyd, he came and I had a chat with him, and he convinced me that it would be a great move for me to move. In the end, it was probably the worst move, completely the worst move in the type of football that he plays and wants us to play, and what I like to play and what I'm used to now playing with West Brom. So anyway, I end up going there thinking I'm going to play. And these guys are on a fire in the first 10 games at Watford as well. So they've won all 10 games. And Marlon King scoring, Darius Henderson scoring, and we're winning every game. And I'm there on the bench, like sitting there. But what happened? I ended up starting the second game away at Cardiff, and Marlon King starts kicking balls, going crazy. And I'm not that kind of guy. So he's put me on. So the first time I've now gone into another setup where like people are kicking off. I'm like, that's because I'm playing in the side as well. Like, I'm not like comfortable now. Like my own teammates acting like this. Like, what's going on? So anyway, I didn't play the greatest of games in that game. We drew 2-2. But then the next game, they both started again and kept scoring. And I didn't kick up a fuss because I seen they won the next game. They won the game before and they won. I was like, damn, I can't even like say anything. Like, but then Marlon King goes at the end of like in that window halfway through the season. And then I'm now going in. But this manager now, he's played. So what's weird, my first game, I come on and I'm wanting the ball through the lines. I'm like, yeah, play me the ball. And I'll do this and do that. And I remember, what was his name? McAnuff, Joby. He said, Nath, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to pass the ball through the lines here. You mad? I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you can't get the ball through the lines? That's what football is. No. That was the first alarm bell which rang. And then the second alarm bell was, you know, like you're up front and you see the play building up and you know when it's going to come in your area when you start then making your runs. So like the ball came to like the winger and he wasn't even facing the play. And then like he just like half spun and booted it up the pitch. I'm like, that for me? That was for me? Okay. What? So I'm there going, what football is that? So yeah, it was annoying because we got in the playoffs in the end. We ended up coming from the top, winning all these games.
Do you feel like you've been brought in as an alternative? You know, if that wasn't working, we needed to change it up a bit. Or did you think even though you were round peg square hole, you're going to adapt?
I think he just brought me in because he knew my record.
Yeah.
If I remember right, I don't think he had an alternative.
No, he didn't. Well, if you watch him and you know a lot about how he plays, it was a lot of Route 1. But the thing is, he said, I think he didn't think we were good enough. Because when it came to playoffs, it was crazy because we had meetings and everybody was like, he just want to let us play, man. We got ballers here. We've got, Smith. We've got McAnuff. We've got like this player, that player. We've got Liam Williamson in the middle. We've got so many players that I can't even remember everyone's name anymore right this second. But basically, we get to the playoffs and he's like, we're going to play. I'm like, why did you not play from day one? Why are you waiting to play in the playoffs? Now we're not even used to playing anymore. And now we've got to learn to play. We got beat by Hull twice at home and away in the playoff semi-finals. That was us, done. So that's when I was like, right, I need to get going. And that's why I said I need to leave. At that point, Paul Jewell had gone to Derby. Remember the season where he took over and halfway through the season in the Prem?
Yeah.
And they didn't win a game. So I was going into a Paul Jewell at Derby who's so angry, like a proper angry Paul
Is
Jewell.
he different?
Yeah,
different
imagine.
man?
He'd been winning all the time with Wigan. And then he goes to Derby and not won a game. And I'm there going, yes, I'm back with my manager. Finally, at least a manager that knows me and can play my game. And he's angry.
We like Paul Jewell? You're not Paul Jewell. Hi, Paul Jewell. I like the old Paul Jewell. I like the old Paul Jewell.
Yeah, not the new one, man. It was tough.
just going back to that. Bullford ended up getting the under-21s job.
Yeah.
And Marlon King kicking off after being dropped one game.
Yeah.
Like kicking balls about one game.
Yeah.
That's
It was crazy.
That's
Did
angry
you
shit.
get involved in his tunnel antics? I remember playing against them and flipping shit who was howling. And
that was it. I was going to say.
I was like, what are you doing, Daddy, man?
Ow! Like that kind of
Honestly.
He used to be crazy. He used to go, come on, Watford. And he was like, and people would go, what are you doing? And I was like, what is going? But he was scary. He was a big
big
guy.
old piece of
He was
kit,
a big guy, a big scary guy, to be fair. And we used to rely on him for so much that he used to like do that in the change room, in the tunnel all the time.
Was that off his own back or Bullford saying
That was him.
upwards?
That was him.
I was looking at the pre-season you had at Derby.
Mm.
With a couple of hat-trick, and then you got a hat-trick in the League Cup as well.
Yeah.
Like you really went off the ground running, didn't you?
Do you feel like you're back at this point after West Brom and Watford?
Yeah. I went back to Derby and it was great, to be fair. The only problem is I started the pre-season, had a great pre-season, got as fit as I could. I was sharp, feeling great. We played the first game of the season and we lost against Doncaster at home. So that was a bit of a kick in because the manager, again, he's like, another loss, you guys.
He's getting angrier.
Yeah.
Paul Jewell.
So this is where that story of me being sent in comes, because the second game, we had the cup game against Lincoln. So the training day before, we're doing attacking versus defence, like put the defence there and you got the attackers get on the ball and the attackers attackers attack them. So I got the ball and I took a shot from outside the box and it went over. He's like, I took another one and he's like, don't shoot from that far out. I'm like, there's nothing else on. There wasn't anything else on. So anyway, I get the ball again and I take another shot. He said, get inside, go inside. I'm like, everyone's like, why? What the hell? I said, Gaffer, what's the problem, man? I shoot from here. You know where I can score from anywhere. And that's what I shoot from. If I feel I can score, I'm going to shoot from here. He said, go inside. So I go inside. No more training for me. But obviously playing in the Lincoln game. We're 1-0 down. There's 1 minute to go. And the ball comes and I get put through and I toe poke it. And it just goes in. It trickles in. It's extra time. Great. I get another goal, a really good one, cut in, curl it top corner. And then I get a third one. So the third one is a cross comes in, it bounces out to like the far side. And on the bounce, first touch, somehow I'm like moving back. Do you remember that Cantona goal in the FA Cup final against Liverpool? When he moved back and he hits it. So but I'm like right on the corner, like here. And I've moved back and I've curled it all the way around. It's like nobody would ever shoot from there. But I've gone and got my third goal and I'm like, see, Gaffer, you got to let me shoot, lad. Like, this is what I did. So it was good to be able to like
shove it up his ass.
Yeah, because Liam Dickinson, he was on a podcast. I'm not sure it was with you guys or
Will have been.
Was it with you guys? And he was telling that exact story about he sent me in, and then I went and scored a hat-trick the next game. So that was funny. But so kicking on from that, that's where I had 3 goals, and then I scored again. Then we was in so in that cup. We played Brighton away, I scored. We played Stoke away, I scored. And we also played Charlton, I scored. I'm top scorer in the cup. I've had injuries as well. I had a few hamstring pulls. So we had players come in while I was out for the international break, come back, I played again, then pulled another thing. So I ended up with like 9 goals halfway through the season that season. And I remember we beat Stoke. I scored last few minutes of the game, penalty. And then the Sky Sports are interviewing me and about, who would you want in the next round? Man United. I want Man United. I support United. I want to play United. We get United. So anyway, the next league game, I'm injured because I had this hamstring pull again. And Paul Jewell, I'm seeing on the news, Paul Jewell's sacked. Like, oh man, sacked. What's going to happen now? Who's the new manager going to be? Nigel Clough comes in. And for some reason, they decide he's on loan. He's one of the most higher player. We're not going to play him. So from then, I'm not in the squad. I am peed right off. I'm like, oh my days. I'm on fire in training. And no one can see me on fire in training. So it was like...
So you were still officially a Watford player here?
Yeah. So I was on loan at Derby.
Yes, it's a bad one from the agent, that. I don't know what you think.
Well, I was supposed to. So I was there. I was actually ready to sign and everything, but it wasn't able to be done. It had to be loan because they spent too much money that season, that financial year. So it had to be a loan for that season. So I was thinking, okay, I'll just do it. So I ended up going back to Watford with 1 year left. And Malky Mackay took over. That's when he took over. But he was great. He was really, really good pre-season. He let the boys choose certain things, what they want. He pre-season with the ball all the time.
Were you thinking your future might be at Watford at that point? Or
no, because Watford were financially in trouble. And my deal was 3.25 million rising to 4.25 from West Brom to Watford. So that extra million was in appearances. So it was like 15 or 20 grand for every time I start a game. Oh. And they were in financial trouble. So they couldn't start me. So Malky Mackay would always bring me on for like 30 minutes, 35 minutes. And
also it had to be a start.
Yeah. So all the time I was coming on, I was changing the game for them. I was always like, we was under the cosh, then I'd come on and then we'd be on the attack. And he'd love to bring me on for like that amount of time. But I got used to now being a bench guy coming on for 30 minutes. And it felt like that's your groove. Like when you start, you have a groove of starting.
Has he made you aware that there's no other option even? Are you aware that that's the reason that you're not starting?
Yeah, I know I can't start.
This is going to be your role.
I mean, he's a cunt of a man, I think. But at least you know that.
Yeah, it's the club that did that in the first place. They can't do nothing about it. But then there was players... When players were all injured, he was like, I don't care, I'm starting you. So he started me a game. But then again, I can't last more than 30 minutes now because I've been playing 40 minutes all the time. So it's a killer. I'm like, oh, my legs are knackered, man. Everyone's like going to be much more fitter than me now. So that was what was a bit annoying about that. But then came another opportunity to go to another club. That's when I go to Skoda. I went and flew over there. My agent came with me and... basically, these guys were sitting here just saying about the team and they'd do blah, blah, blah. And I was like, should I go? And I had a brown bag. They had a brown bag.
No, not the old Mr. Brown bag. Should I go?
Just before you make a decision, we've got a brown bag.
And it was a large McChicken sandwich. Okay, I was outside.
It was a Subway sandwich. No, so in the end, I was like, what? You're going to give me I don't even know. I think it might have been like 70 grand up front. Here's your money up front for the next certain amount of months. Take this. I was like, you know what? I could just pay off my apartment with that and pay off my car with that. And then I'm set. It's all paid off. I'm sorted. So anyway, I was thinking, right, that's what I'm going to do. And
Jordan Stewart there as well?
No, they weren't there then. But I thought, you know what? It's a new challenge. It's away from England.
Jordan Stewart were fucking far behind.
That's the new challenges. All new challenges.
No, I just thought, you know what? It's a new challenge. I'm going to end up going here, take a year out. But the good thing is my agent was in touch with some managers. So he's in touch with Sam Allardyce. Blackburn at the time is in touch. He said, Nath, he'll be watching what you do out there. If you do really well, we've got an opportunity for you to go there. So he's speaking to a few different people, but he's telling me every conversation he's having. So I'm thinking, you know what? It's better to just go and play a season there. But it was nice. It was a family kind of feeling. But it's a bit like mafia style. After that first paycheck though, it was a long time before I got
Dry up.
My gosh, they wait the 3 months to pay you over the time that you're meant to pay you. And then they still don't pay you. They'll give you a check. So you got to take it in the bank.
Oh, so they wait for the
very last moment.
Very last minute.
Right at the end.
But you always got paid.
Yeah, and we always got paid in the end, yeah. But like, I remember I went halfway through the season, finished the season, and then came back and then left that halfway through that next season. And now I'm back at Watford. I get a call from my agent and he's like, listen, I got your trial sorted out at Blackburn. Go. Jason Roberts is there. Yeah, Benny McCarthy. They had 7 strikers at the time, remember? So I come in, I'm training, I'm on fire, absolutely on fire. They get me the kit, I'll come and watch the games. And then Allardyce was like, right. He said, look, I'm going to speak to the chairman, I'll try and get you in. I'm going to see if he will accept the thing, but we do have 7 strikers. So let's see. So he's gone and come and he said, he said, we need to get rid of a couple before we can bring in another striker. So I'm like, it's not going to happen, is it? So I'm at Watford now, imagine. I'm at Watford, year left. And then the transfer window finishes. And then I needed to play. So I went to Preston on a trial to go and play there for the rest of the season. So I went there, got in. Phil Brown saw me in this game. I scored and he liked what he saw. And he's like, look, yeah, I love, what you're doing. We'll get you in. And that's when he brought in Clark and he brought in the others. And so that's when I got in there for loan, but we're rock bottom of in the league. And we had to win loads of games to try and get out of it. In the end, obviously we didn't, but he did look to me and the players that he brought in, the group, he did have a little meeting with us and says, you guys are my core players. I'm going to be playing you guys. And he gave me the confidence back. And then we did have some good players. It's just that we just didn't gel. It was too soon, just threw loads of players together and we couldn't gel quick enough and win enough games. That was really what it was in the end.
Then you got relegated there.
Yeah.
And then did Phil leave? Or Phil there?
No, he stayed on, didn't he?
Stayed for League One.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why my loan finished and my Watford finished.
So then you're just a free
I
agent?
had no club, yeah. And that's when I went to Ipswich. And
so your contract finished while at Watford whilst you were at Preston?
Yeah, on that loan for the rest of that season.
And do you think there was an option to stay at Preston at that point? Or?
I thought there could have been, but nothing happened. Nothing came of it in the end from Phil Brown. So I thought, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I remember my agent saying, let's call Paul Jewell again, because he's at Ipswich. He's at Ipswich. And the funny thing is he said, nah, I know Nathan. I don't want him. I don't want to get him in. So obviously I know Nathan. I don't want to get him in this time. So I'm like, why would he say that? I'm thinking, what's going on? So anyway, off season's on. And I'm sitting there, and who calls my phone? Paul Jewell. Says, Nath, I'm at Ipswich, obviously, and I want to bring you in. I'm like, hey, a minute, you said you didn't want to bring me in my head. I said, okay, all right, come down. Yeah, so the words were before is you'll play, what the teams are going to be. When you come in, you'll play. At Derby, you'll play. Wigan, you'll play. This time it was like, me, Nath, the best striker will play. I'm like, okay. Now I'm at Ipswich, is 5-hour drive from me in Wilmslow. I'm like, I ain't got no other deals though.
What age are you here when you go to Ipswich?
29.
I'll see you.
28, 29 maybe. I think so anyway. We can check the year. But so I'm like, I ain't got no option but to go to Ipswich anyway. But then when I went down, the training ground's nice, stadium's nice. It's Paul Jewell again. And I'm like, all right, I'll have to fight my way in now. Someone else is now going to be first choice. He brought in Michael Chopper to be the first choice striker. But he's obviously came in pre-season overweight, not ready, not fully taking it as serious as I did. So I'm like, yes, I'm basically, I know I'm doing the work. I know I've put in the work. They'll see who's doing the work. And obviously he's my old manager. Surely he's going to put me in at some point. So anyway, he just persevered with Chopra, getting him fit. He used to come in early with a black bin bag on with the other coach to get him fit because he was not near the fitness. He's a good player, really good player, great finisher, but never was really serious about, taking it really serious enough. And he went through a bad patch, but he just kept playing him. And I'm like, Gaffer, listen, I'm playing, I'm doing really well in the in the reserves. I'm scoring all the time. I'm training really well. Why don't you give me like a run of games? You know what I can do when I get a run of games. But like, you gave me one game, I'm out for a month. You give me another game, I'm out for a month. I can't get anything going like that. You know me already. You've seen what I can do if you give me a run of games. I can't afford to give you a run of games, Nath. I'm like, but you're giving Chopper a run of games and you're saying it's criminal to do what you're doing with the ability you've got to not apply yourself correctly. Yeah, I'm applying myself correctly and you're not giving me a chance. So that's what really hurt a lot. But again, his mind had changed about me. And when a manager's mind changes, you can't put yourself in that top spot anymore. So he's probably thinking, because I became Muslim and this and that, and little stories about, oh, he's not interested in his football as much anymore. And it's all about his religion and all of that. So that kind of had a little bit of a negative effect on my career as well.
Did you feel that direct? Did anybody say that to you direct?
Yeah. People said stuff like throughout my career, like even times at Watford, I had a bit more of a beard. Similar to like, I remember Aston Villa had this Norwegian guy. He had a bit of a beard. Yeah, he had a bit of a beard. But like, I'm getting my agent ringing saying, Nath, asking me, do you think you can get him to cut his beard? Like, what's that got to do with anything? What's that got to do with anything? Oh, he's not interested in his football, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you could never be wrong. Like, you can't be further from the truth. I'm so interested in wanting to just be back to where I'm supposed to be. So anyway, yeah, so a lot of things did happen when it comes to that, but I don't want to like obviously mention a lot of the negatives. It's just... And
Are you losing the love for it? Yeah, no.
No, I was just like, it is hurtful, but it's like, it's either it's one or the other, isn't it, as a football player? You're either going to be playing every week and the manager loves you and you basically get your chance to flourish, or you're in this other battle. So it's like the first half of my career, I was in this nice upward trajectory. And then the next one is like, boom, 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 boom. I'm hitting like brick walls everywhere. And it's and sliding doors are stopping me from getting back to the Prem everywhere. And it's like, all this stuff happens and nothing you can do about it, isn't it? It's just life in the end.
I think that everyone has a bad move. Like the West Brom one didn't work out for whatever reason. They had too many strikers. Your face didn't fit. It was that next one at the what? Why has he paid 3.25 million for you to fit into a style of player that just didn't suit you? And then you're there for 4 years.
It hurts. It hurts. It's like, I don't know even what you can do with that. It's like you think that you're going for something and it's something else. And that's what I felt. I felt like, yeah, I seen it on his face. It was like, you love it here. You'll love it here. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I will love it here. And then all of a sudden, I'm not loving it. Like, I'm like, bloody hell, mate. Like, if you'd have told me it was like this, I would never have come. Like,
still some career though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, it feels like you're playing it down. Premier League footballer.
Yeah, but then I look back.
You talk about you can't watch that. You and Jason in the Premier League, but 50 goals in the Championship.
Yeah,
what a season! Like Wigan fans say, it's the best team that they've watched and the best partnership they've ever seen. Yeah,
but the thing that I'm not like arrogant person. I'm just confident in my own abilities, and I feel like I know where I belong in the grand scheme of all football. And I feel like I could have been playing for England. I could have been up in them topper, like the let's say from like 6th to 10th teams in the Premier League if I would have continued doing what I was doing. I felt like I was good enough to be in and around that. But in the end, I was one season in the Prem, not really established as a Premiership type of player, if you get what I mean. And I believe I've got the ability of that. And people that watched me week in, week out, they believe the same. But it's like, it doesn't matter what you believe. You have to do it. And I didn't get to do it and prove it. That's what hurts a lot more as well.
And then going back to about people saying that you weren't interested because religion, that sticks with people listen to that. Like if a manager rings
the clubs and stuff.
If it's like another manager ringing somebody else and say he goes out all the time, he won't touch him.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be a similar type of thing. His heart's not in it.
Yeah, people. Because I remember seeing Jason after a while, and he was like, that this is a time where I didn't even know how to pray. Yeah, I didn't even pray.
So why did it all come about then? Religion and all that. Like before that, were you going out with the lads and all that sort of stuff, having a drink and all that?
Yeah, I used to go out, but I never used to get drunk ever. So I'd be the driving guy, driving everywhere. I used to get drinks that taste like juice and stuff, but have a little bit of alcohol. Malibu and Coke and all that nonsense.
You're pussy, aren't you?
If you have 30, mate, you'll be pissed.
Yeah, but I had one, and then I drink water the rest of the night.
Yeah.
I'd never wanted to get drunk ever. So for me, that wasn't really the life. But like, what it was is I ended up like meeting my wife, but she wasn't practicing, but she knew that she couldn't be with anyone who's not Muslim. But I was like, well, I'm not just going to become Muslim because I don't know what it's about, don't know what it is. And I'm also brought up a Christian. So I need to learn about Christianity now that I'm old enough. It didn't really make too much sense once you go past a certain point. As a youngster, my brain wasn't ready for that. So I decided I'm going to do my research. I'm going to go online and find what the purpose of life is and blah, 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 and come to my own like conclusion myself. So I went and I learned about my own religion, Christianity, that I was brought up on, and I learned about Islam. Then I was like, they're both saying, man, I can't work out anything. So I was like, right, let me look at the sources, like the Bible and the Quran. Let me find out where they came from, how they came about. So then you start seeing a few different differences. But then it's like, I start seeing evidences that this could have only come from the one who created us. And in reality, there's only been one religion. It isn't Christianity, Islam, Judaism, blah, blah, blah. It's all the same human beings that were sent to worship God. And that's what I realized. So I had no problem saying, I'm happy to be Muslim, because they were all people who, Muslim just means, by the way, to worship God like alone. That's all it means. So a person who does that is called a Muslim. So we believe that all these prophets, Jesus, everyone that came, they worship God alone. And I decided, right, I want to be a person who worships God and does what he wants me to do, because he's the one who created me and he knows what's right and what's wrong for me and how to live my life the best way possible. So it's like if you get a car, you get a manual, you read it to see how best to use it. Same with the iPhone, everything. The Quran is just the final revelation that came. There was ones before. There was Jesus, he did come. There was all the other prophets who did come with other scriptures. But in the end, that was what I found, my evidence. I found it. And I believed that was the truth. So I had no problem saying, yep, I'm happy to be Muslim. And then I see Jason a few months later. He's like, you know what people are saying? That that they seen you praying in the corners of the training grounds. I'm like, I don't even pray yet. I don't even know how to pray. How can they say that I'm praying in the corners? I'm like people are saying these things and it's negative on me. I don't even know how to pray. So it was just a weird one that them things were happening. And then people saying like, cut your beard, like I said. People saying, well, I did have a manager say when you come in the training ground, I know he was joking. He said, when you come in the training ground, I'm Allah. So you make sure that, like you can leave it outside the training ground as well. So, little
So
things
it's like Brian Clough, isn't it? There's only one God in Nottingham.
So yeah, there's a bit of a joke, that one at the time. But he did say, I want you to leave your religion outside. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what are you saying? Like, but anyway, that's why I started up, I was part of the co-founder of the Association of Muslim Footballers at the time.
And does that to allow other like younger Muslim players to
not feel what I felt, to be able to go and have their food, their halal meat, and just live your life clean and normal, as everybody would tell you to live anyway. Mm-hmm. Most of the time people say you're not supposed to drink, you're not supposed to have smoke or whatever, you're supposed to be inside and not doing this and doing that. And that's the way we're supposed to live anyway. So, but then it was seen as a negative. For some silly reason, it was seen as a negative. I'm there reading my books and people are on the next table betting and doing cards, and I'm being looked at as the one that's doing wrong. It's like, what's going on? He's not interested in his football, but they are. Is that football, is it? Okay.
FHM magazine, tits out and
that. All good.
Did you ever do Ramadan when you played?
Yeah.
How was that?
Fine. All good. Because
you must have been like not at your sharpest, surely.
I was actually sharper. In Greece, I remember the Argentinian player, he was like, Nathan, you should have Ramadan all year long. You play so well. It's 36 degrees out there, 37 degrees. And I'm playing without you know, my
Were you
food and
drinking
drink.
water?
No. But remember, look. So in the morning, you can have before the sun comes up, you can have your food and drink, your breakfast as everyone else would. I'll just go home, sleep for a bit, wake up when it's time when it gets to sunsets. I'm now eating and drinking, and I can eat and drink until the next morning at 6:30. So obviously, I'm not gonna eat and drink all day long, but like I'm gonna refill with one big bottle of 2-litre water or something, and then I'm gonna be sipping waters all through the night. I'll be doing my prayers and whatever through the night. But then in the morning, I'll be refilling again and having my protein shake and all that ready for training. Enough for training. I'll just be knackered, and it's a delayed kind of refilling of what I need.
Fuel.
Yeah. It's the only odd occasion where it's 3 p.m. game. Might be one of them throughout the whole month that it's a 3 p.m. game and you have to get your food and drinking in the morning early, and then you just make it through the game. I make it through the game. Wasn't a problem at all. There was no issues whatsoever. I didn't feel any issues whatsoever. One thing I can say though, is when I came back to eating and drinking normally, I'd pick up some kind of injury and I'd be like, was that because I was living like that for that month?
Yeah.
You know,
The change.
Yeah, or is it just a coincidence? I don't know. But during the whole month, no problems whatsoever. Didn't feel tired at all, no difference. Just dry mouth. You can swig some water. Spit it out. That's it. So just don't drink it. You're sorted. So
Well, cheers, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much,
really
mate.
enjoyed
Got to see you, Duke.
no probs.
I know it's not Joker Wellington there. I don't know.
Wellington.
Obviously, I knew Ellington what your name, Nathan Ellington. I genuinely thought it was just a play on words with
Yeah, I did.
Duke of Wellington.
Yeah.
No, I did my research.